All right, let's just get right into it. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are going to completely decode the engineered wood siding market in Ontario for 2026. Look, if you're a builder, a contractor, or even a homeowner staring down a massive mountain of siding options, you already know the marketing materials all promise the world. But today, we are cutting through all that noise. Our goal in this Explainer is to show you exactly what you're really buying, what those super glossy brochures conveniently leave out, and most importantly, what the warranties actually say when you read the fine print. We're going to myth bust the siding industry right here, right now, using data straight from the source. So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the 4 kinds of siding, then reading the hidden warranties. 3, lp-smartside versus CanExel. 4, real siding costs in Ontario. 5, rules that void your warranty. And finally, number 6, visiting our new market warehouse.
Okay, section 1, 4 kinds of siding. What is actually sitting on the shelf?
Now, you could walk into a supply warehouse and see all 4 of these boards sitting on the exact same rack. They are all sold under this massive umbrella of engineered wood siding. But the reality is, they are fundamentally different materials. And because they're different, they fail in completely different ways. Take LP SmartSide. That's a treated engineered strand, so basically large wood flakes bonded together in resin, which helps it keep some of that raw solid wood impact tolerance. Then you've got CanExel, which is high-density fibreboard. The wood is milled way down to a fiber and pressed hard, giving it this incredibly deep, crisp factory finish. Next is WPC, or wood plastic composite. This stuff is essentially half wood flour and half polymer, so honestly, it doesn't even behave like wood anymore. And finally, fiber cement, like Allura. It sits in the exact same aisle, but get this, it contains absolutely no wood at all, literally zero. It's Portland cement and cellulose. So we're not talking about variations on a theme here, these are entirely distinct technologies. Because they're so different, knowing your specific product is absolutely crucial before the walls even go up. Let me give you an example. Notice the difference between LP SmartSide's 38 series and their 76 series. We're talking about a thickness difference of just 0.06 of an inch. But that tiny, almost invisible fraction of an inch, it buys you 8 extra inches of stud spacing. The 38 series specifically requires framing at a maximum of 16 inches on center, while the 76 series can span 24 inches. So think about it. If you frame your whole build at 24 inches on center and then try to order the 38 series just to save a few bucks, you are completely out of luck. It's really a framing decision that just masquerades as a finish decision.
Moving right along to section 2, reading the hidden warranties. This is without a doubt the most honest spec sheet you're ever gonna read.
18%. Just let that number sink in for a second because it is massive. And here is exactly why it matters. The CanExel finish warranty drops by a staggering 18% per year starting in year 6. So while they might heavily market a 15-year finish warranty, do the math. By year 10, your coverage is down to just 10% of its original value. Those last 5 years of that 15-year headline warranty, yeah, they're essentially worth nothing.
And that's the secret here. A siding warranty is almost never a flat, straightforward term. It's usually a very short window of full coverage, completely followed by a proration schedule that just eats the value at a published rate. Take LP SmartSide. The headline screams 50-year warranty, but the prorated reality? It covers 100% of material and labor for the first 5 years only. After that, it covers material only, and that value prorates across the remaining 45 years. Now, to be fair, CanExel is incredibly transparent about their setup. They give you 25 years on the substrate and 15 on the finish. It pays 100% for the first 5 years, but then the substrate drops 5% a year and the finish drops that crazy 18% we just talked about. So the main takeaway is that a warranty schedule is basically just telling you exactly when the manufacturer expects trouble to start. For both of these heavyweights, those first 5 years are your golden window. All right, section 3, LP SmartSide versus CanExel. Let's compare the heavyweights.
So LP SmartSide gives you this incredible raw substrate strength. It comes in 16-foot boards. Compared to a standard 12-foot board, that means you have a quarter fewer end joints on every single course that you have to flash and seal. That's huge. Plus, it can handle up to 24-inch framing, and amazingly, it has an explicit warranty against hail damage up to 1.75 inches in diameter. The trade-off? You have to paint it on site within 180 days. Now, flip over to CanExel. They sell you a finished board. It arrives with a gorgeous Oxalta industrial factory finish right out of the box in 18 colors. For a York Region builder trying to desperately close out a house before the winter freeze hits, completely eliminating the painting trade from your schedule is a game changer. Because, let's be real, who wants to be painting outside in a freezing October wind? Nobody.
But the catch here is that CanExel locks you into really strict orientation rules. Some profiles can only run horizontally, some only vertically. Mess that up, and you're not just fixing it, you're reordering completely new material.
And honestly, you really have to read the fine print on these definitions. For example, CanExel defines buckling extremely precisely. It has to be a 1/4 inch or more out of plane over a distance no greater than 16 inches between studs. Why does that specific math matter to you? Because ordinary waviness caused by crooked framing is explicitly not covered. So if your framer just had an off day and the wall isn't perfectly plumb, do not expect the siding warranty to bail you out. That is simply not a valid warranty claim.
Section 4. Real siding costs in Ontario. Let's dig into the 2026 installed pricing reality. The numbers right here explain exactly why engineered wood is winning so many jobs right now. Look at this. Standard vinyl is averaging around $7.50 Canadian per square foot. Fiber cement is way up at the top, averaging $15 a square foot, but engineered wood, it sits beautifully right in the middle at an average of $11.50 a square foot installed. It is literally the perfect sweet spot for clients who desperately want that high-end wood look, but simply don't have the fiber cement budget to get the deal closed. But contractors, you got to take note of this. You absolutely must adjust those numbers based on where you're actually swinging the hammer. Toronto and Vaughan labor rates run 15 to 25% above Hamilton and Brantford rates. So if you're quoting a job anywhere in the GTA, you are instantly jumping to the very top of that pricing band. Believe me, your postal code completely changes your baseline estimate before you even pick out a siding color. Moving to Section 5, rules that void your warranty. These are the 5 most common Ontario installation traps. I'm going to go rapid fire through these, and they are critical because almost every single clause that cancels a warranty is a storage or detailing rule, not some workmanship judgment. Step 1, store it cold and dry. Never ever put CanExel in heated storage. It dries the board out and causes immediate buckling. Step 2, strap the wall. Double furring is strongly recommended in Ontario so the back of the board can actually breathe and dry. Step 3, hold your clearances. You need a minimum 6-inch clearance from finished grade and 1 inch from roofs. No exceptions. Step 4, nail the published spacing. Don't try to stretch the centers just to save a little time. And finally, Step 5, seal every single cut and exposed nail. Slapping touch-up paint on cut ends is a mandatory warranty condition for CanExel, guys. It's not just a nice-to-have. If you skip any of these, your warranty goes right out the window. We actually heard this from a local Allura contractor just recently, and it brilliantly hits the nail on the head regarding job site reality. He said, "The siding decision is easy. It is the trim and the schedule that cost me." Choosing between LP and CanExel is literally just step 1. Actually managing the paint trades, ordering the accessories, doing the takeoffs, and running the schedule, that is where the real money is either made or lost on an exterior package. Which brings us to our final stop, Section 6. Visit our new market warehouse. Let's price your exterior package today. So I'm going to ask you directly, which substrate are you going to spec for your next build? Are you dealing with 24-inch framing centers and hail risks out there, making LP SmartSide the clear winner? Or do you need a factory-finished board like CanExel so you don't have to scramble to hire a painter in freezing October? You've got to carefully consider your framing spacing, your schedule, and of course your budget based on everything we've broken down for you today. Well, whatever you decide, we want to warmly invite you to visit our Pro Materials showroom. We're right here in Newmarket, located at Unit 5, 1235 Journeys End Circle, Newmarket, Ontario, L3Y87, Canada. Whether you need LP SmartSide, CanExel, or absolutely any of the trim systems that go with them, just bring your takeoffs directly to our counter or give us a call at 905-836-7272. Look, we're not just going to sell you a stack of boards. We will price out your wall, your trim, and your fasteners as one complete, perfectly matched package. We've got the stock ready to go, and we've got the expertise to make sure you get the exact right materials for your specific job. I'm going to leave you with this one final thought today. When you're planning your next big project and literally hundreds of thousands of dollars are on the line, are you going to let a shiny, stylized marketing brochure dictate how you build? Or are you going to let the warranty tell you the cold, hard truth? Always read the fine print, intimately understand your materials, and let the real data guide your hammer. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we will definitely see you at the warehouse.